this training about the new Toyota systems. From 2018, around 2018, actually some models even a little bit earlier, but most models after 2019 have a new system that requires what we call an in and out code. So we read a code out of the vehicle and we're supposed to respond to the vehicle with a password. So in this on-demand course, you're gonna see 3 different tools doing the same type of job. I'm gonna explain exactly what's the pros and cons on every tool. We're gonna show the procedure with every tool. Very, very straightforward, pretty short and simple. So a little bit about the course overview. Well, we just did a little introduction on the new Toyota systems and on the new immobilizer systems. We're going to talk about the tool required. Okay, so we're going to show it with 3 different tools. We're going to show it with the Autel, with the Maxi IM. We're going to show it with the Lonsdor, and we're going to show it with the KEYTOOLPLUS. So every tool has a few accessories that are needed for these systems, and we're going to show and talk about that. Okay, we're going to show all the procedures. After talking about the required tools, the required adapters, we're going to show the procedures. I'm going to explain both procedures. I'm going to explain the procedure that if we use the third-party code, or what we need to do in order to avoid that and get the code ourselves. There are 2 options in these systems. The first option is to, like I said, is to obtain the code from a third party. NASTAF is one of the options, okay? If you're a NASTAF member, if not, there are different people out there that probably have NASTAF or have the dealer tool, and they sell out these codes. The thing is about that, you're not 100% depending on yourself, okay? If you're NASTAF and you have your own account, then that's no problem and you're dependent on yourself. But if you're relying on a third party that's not your account, then maybe he's available, maybe he's not. Costs money. These codes cost $30, $40, $50, and I even heard of higher prices. Okay, so again, the problem with the password, with obtaining the password from a third party, is the fact that you have to pay extra money and that you're depending on somebody else's availability. The other option is reading the immobilizer data from the smart box, from what's called the SMT unit. Okay, so these are the 2 options, and like I said, we're going to go over the procedures on the 3 tools. A few important notes. First of all, you have to understand that the password is needed whether you have a working key or you don't have a working key. Okay, so whether you're adding a key or you're performing all keys lost, you're going to need that password. Many of my customers, they call me, they tell me, oh, I need the password, but I'm just adding a key. I know adding a key also requires, it's just like a PIN code. If you want to program like different manufacturers, when you're trying to program by OBD and it requires a PIN code, this is the same thing. Just here, it's what's considered the in and out code. A code is read from the vehicle. A response code is entered into the tool. Reading the SMT will not bypass the password, but basically we can use the data from the SMT unit in order to bypass the passcode. The important thing that you need to remember when you're doing the passcode from a third party, okay? The password is a rolling code, meaning every time we switch the ignition on and off, every time we hook up the tool, will give us a different code, and the code that we have to enter is going to be different. Okay, and that's why relying on a code sometimes is problematic, because sometimes we make mistakes. Even myself, the other day, I put in a different digit and accidentally I pressed cancel. It exited the system and I had to pay, and I had to get a new code. Okay, so that's one thing. When you get the code, you have to make sure you pay attention to the directions on your tool, and not to touch anything, and wait from the second that you get the code until you enter the new code, the response code. You have to leave everything as it is and not touch anything in the car, not disconnect the device or anything like that. Another important thing is that not all the SMT units are available, are you're able to read the data from all the SMT units. If you go to the field and you try to read the SMT unit and it fails, then you can maybe go to the option of getting the password. Okay, but at the moment, there's no really, there's different part numbers for the SMT. Most of the time, if something is advertised as covered by the tool manufacturers, then usually it's covered, but sometimes from time to time it comes with a different part number. The SMT unit will have a different part number and one that's not supported. Okay, so that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. I haven't really came across one that was not supported. If we go through the procedure of reading the SMT unit, we're gonna need some extra hardware. Okay, so I didn't mention that right now you're watching the lecture. I don't know, some of you guys maybe saw different trainings of mine. Part of the training is gonna be actual videos from the field. Okay, now I put in a video, a screen recording, of the procedure of getting the password. Okay, it's very, very straightforward. Just watch it and you'll understand, okay? The other videos of the actual process of reading the SMT units and everything, that you have, I think, 3 or 4 different videos, at least one with each unit, with each device. So extra hardware is needed. Let's go over that right now. Before we go over the extra hardware that's needed, I want to talk about a little bit about the terms of the functions. Okay, so add a key or key learning. Again, this is something that you have to pay attention, because sometimes different devices that you use a little bit different terminology. Maybe on one device it's called key learning, on the other device it's called adding a key. So just pay attention to that. Add a key is basically adding a key to the system, does not delete the existing keys that are in the system. And it requires, on Toyota vehicles, even the older ones, in order to add keys to the system, we need a working key. A working key meaning a key that can actually start the car right at the moment. Not a key that was able to start the car once a long time ago and now it's not able to start the car anymore, but an actual working key, fully operational key. Then comes reset immobilizer. Reset smart box, reset immobilizer, reset SMT unit. Basically, resetting that is different from erasing the keys. Okay, as you can see, I didn't even put erase the key. I'll just say that when you go ahead to erase keys on Toyota, it will ask you to turn the ignition on with the working key. It basically clears all the key besides the key that you were just using to turn on the car. Reset immobilizer, basically it resets the immobilizer unit, it clears all the keys, it makes 0 keys in the system, and then you're able to add keys. That's the immobilizer unit. It clears all the keys. It makes 0 keys in the system. And then you're able to add keys.
What the fuck?
Immobilizer. Reset smart box, reset immobilize, erase the keys.
Really? What?
Okay guys, 2020 Toyota Corolla European version, 4A chip, AES chip. We're gonna perform all keys lost using Autel. So let's start the job, okay? So first of all, we have to reach the smart box. The smart box is behind the glove compartment. So the glove compartment comes out, just like that, and the smart box is right over here. Right over here, these two connectors, right over here, 1, 2, and the third connector, the third socket is empty. Okay, so we're gonna disconnect both connectors. 1, 2, both connectors are out. Now using this adapter that we made for the G-box, okay, we're gonna connect this side to the box. There it is, connected. Now, we're gonna connect the G-box to it, G-box to the connector, and 12 volts to the G-box, and OBD line to the G-box as well. So this is how we connect, Okay, and now, let's start. Okay, so let's start. So we go into immobilizer and accept terms and conditions and look for Toyota. So I can also search and just write T-O and Toyota. Okay, so I don't want to go into automatic selection. I want to go and select manually. So manual selection. Like I said, this is a European version, so the market is Europe. Corolla, and 2019 and up. This is a smart key, and this is the model codes. Okay, the model codes, we're gonna go on to the 2019 and up. Just confirm the selection. Go into the control unit, the keyless system. And now let's back up the immobilizer data. So we have everything connected, like you remember, directly to the smart box, not to the OBD, directly to the smart box. And we're gonna back up the emo data directly from the smart box. Okay, so this function will save the EEPROM, the memory of the smart box, yes. So it shows you on the operation guide how do you need to connect using the DB15 cable and the G-box. The thing is, we're using a plug and play connector. So, okay. Okay, after updating the firmware, now it's gonna read and back up the immobilizer data. Okay, so perfect. So the EEPROM, let's just put EU Corolla. Save. So basically, usually I change the name according to the car, maybe put the last 7 of the VIN, something that I can go back to. Okay, but in this case, I'm just gonna write for the demonstration, EU European Corolla, and save. So perfect, now we have the memory backed up, the smart box EEPROM backed up. So let's reconnect everything. Okay, so disconnect the 12 volts, disconnect G-box, okay, disconnect my connector and reconnect. So let's start with the top one and continue. Okay, so now the smart box is reconnected. I have everything disconnected. I'm gonna put back the tray, I'm gonna put back the glove box. So the glove box is back. Okay, so now we want to generate the emulator. So we have a key to start to work on the car, and then we're gonna add a key using this emulator. So I'm gonna connect the OBD now already. So OBD is connected. Okay, so we connected everything, and let's start. Okay, so I closed the door just so there's no beeping sound. Okay, now, after we have the immobilizer data backed up, now we're gonna generate the emulator key, okay, the APB112, in order to turn on the car and add keys. So generate analog key. And now it's asking for the file that we backed up. So, okay. And let's look for the EU Corolla. Here it is. Okay. Okay, it requires internet connection, no problem. Okay. Okay. Connect the emulator, it's connected. Emulator is connected. Okay. Okay. So now it's updating the emulator firmware. Should take a second. Okay, so it's complete. And now we can use this emulator key in order to turn on the car. Okay, so there's the car is turned on. I'm gonna open up the driver's door. And now that the ignition switch is turned on, okay, ignition switch is turned on, I'm gonna add a new key to this vehicle. Okay, so let's start. So now we're gonna add a smart key. So add smart key. This function serves to learn a smart key, 4 smart keys maximum, okay? Turn the ignition on. We already used the emulator and turned the ignition on before, okay. Now it's asking to turn the ignition off. Turn the ignition off and put on the hazard. Okay. Have you backed up the EEPROM data? The answer is yes, we have backed up the EEPROM data. Yes. So now it will ask us for the data we saved, okay? Here it is, EU Corolla. Okay. Now, take the emulator and one click, and take the new key and there were 2 clicks. So now let's finish the process. Okay, turn the ignition on. So now I'll take the new key. I'll take the new key and use it to turn the ignition on. I use the new key to turn the ignition on, okay. And now it's asking to put a learned key. I can put the new key, which is a learned key, and here 1 click. You heard 1 buzz, and learning is successful. Okay. So now I can disconnect the emulator. I can disconnect the OBD, and I can test my key. So let me turn off the hazard lights. Okay, and let's test the remote first of all. Locks, unlocks, and let's try to start the car. And the car starts. It's a hybrid car, so it takes a second for it to turn over, but the car starts and the job is complete. We have a 2022 Toyota Corolla. We're gonna make a key. We're gonna show you the process, whether you have a working key or you don't have a working key. As you guys know, this is the 2019 and up system. 2019 and up system requires a dealer code. We can also show you how to get the dealer code through third parties, but we don't like to to show procedures that require third party and you're not only depending on yourself. So for the new systems, we're gonna use the Lonsdor, which is really, really good for these cars. The new ADP25 adapter, okay? We're gonna need to read the emo box. We're gonna need to read the emo box regardless whether it's adding a key or all keys lost. Okay, so we're gonna start the job with that, and then I'll explain the difference between them. So we're gonna start anyway. All keys lost. Add a key. We need to read the box. So because we have this special adapter, we don't need to pull the box out. We can just open this up. Okay, open this up. Press down. Take out this little click over here, and it's on the floor. You can see right over here, there's two boxes. This box on the right has two connectors. 1, 2 has two connectors. I'm gonna disconnect both. 1, 2, both disconnected from the car. Now, I'm gonna take the ADP25 adapter with the cable, the FP27 that fits for this car, and I'm gonna stick this. Okay, stick it in. It's connected, perfect. Now the adapter hooks up onto the tool, onto the K518, and the OBD line connects to it, just like that. So we start with emo and remote, and we go into Toyota. So let's search for Toyota. Toyota. Select from vehicle, USA, and Corolla. 2019 and up. Okay, this is the new system, so 2019 and up. It's a smart key, that's what it is. And we're gonna back up the emo data. Back up emo data. Okay. Serial number, okay. Okay, now let's save the file. So let's call this 2022. Corolla. Let's call it test. Okay, 2022 Corolla test. Okay. Okay. Now it's reading the data. Perfect. So the file is saved. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the adapter. So disconnecting the adapter, removing it, and reconnecting the OBD without the adapter. Okay, next thing is I'm gonna reconnect the box. So I'm gonna disconnect the adapter. Up to now, it's the same exact thing whether we're adding a key or all keys lost. Okay, it's exactly the same thing. Now we're gonna use X-Horse universal remotes. Okay, I don't have an OEM remote for this car, so I'm gonna use the X-Horse universal remote. I'm gonna place the remote like this, turn on the mini key tool. I'm gonna generate the remote. So now I'm gonna generate the remote. So vehicle remote. Toyota. Corolla 2019 keyless go, and generate. We're done generating the key. Now we're gonna show you when there's all keys are lost. Okay, when all keys are lost, we're gonna need the help of the emulator. Okay, as you can see, there is no working key in the car right now. Here, no working key in the car right now. Okay. I'm pressing the button. I'm pressing the button and it's showing that there is no key detected. So let's start. So now when there's no keys, we backed up the emo data like in adding a key, same thing. And now we have the emulator key. So we're gonna need to generate the emulator key. So generate key emulator. I'm gonna place, this function can load backup data to generate the emergency key so we can start the car and add keys. So emulator key, okay. Function requires internet, okay. Put the emulator in the device, just like that. Okay, we're gonna hold it in. Okay, you see the emulator there, right over there in the device? Press OK. And we're gonna load the 2022 Corolla test file that we saved. Okay. Okay, emergency tested success, generated successfully, perfect, okay. And now take a look, it shows you how to put it vertically and not like that and not like that, like this. And the car can start, okay? So now I'm gonna use this emulator to add new keys to the system. Using the emulator key, let's add keys to the system. We're gonna use a universal, Autel universal thing that, as you can see right now, it's not working. Okay, here, if I press the button right over here, okay, no keys, even though I have this key in the car. So now add smart key. I need to turn the ignition on, so like you seen before. Okay. Serial number, okay. Needs Wi-Fi, okay. Turn the ignition off. So I'm gonna turn off. Ignition off. Put on hazard lights. And push OK. Okay. So the same file, the 2022 Corolla test. Okay. Okay, 2 registered keys. We're able to register 5, okay. Now basically it wants a registered key, which is the emulator, to touch for the first 1 beep, just like adding a key basically. 1 beep on the old key and 2 beeps on the new key. So let's do that. 1 buzz and new key. 2. There's 3 keys in the 3 keys, okay. Follow the instructions to finish. Ignition on. Okay. Take the registered key, which now this is a registered key, and let's close the programming by 1 click. Press OK. That's it. Programming completed. Now let's test. So let's test the key. Let's test the remote. Let's shut off the hazard lights a second. Now let's test the key. Locks. The new key, the X-Source key, locks, unlocks, and all works. We have a 2022 Toyota Corolla. We're gonna do a 2021 RAV4 with the new Lonsdor ADP 25 adapter for the 8A and 4A, the new Toyota systems. So the locksmith that was here already took it apart. So I'm just gonna show you real quick. Okay, so you take the glove compartment off. Okay, and you have the smart box right over here. Okay, here's the smart box. This is it. Okay, there's two connectors to the smart box. I can also take out the box, but there's no need to do that. Okay, I can leave it in. That's why we have the new adapter. So I disconnect both of the connectors. Try not to work on cars after other locksmiths work on cars. Okay, we have the new adapter, and we need either FP27 or FP24. Usually the 27 is more common. Let's see which one. 1 second, let's see. Okay, so if one doesn't connect, one does not connect. Let's try the other one. This was the FP27.
It's almost done.
Okay, now, the new adapter, the OBD connected to the adapter. Okay, the cable that goes from the smart box into the adapter, and connect the OBD. All right, so now we're gonna go into Emo Remote Toyota. Select from vehicle. USA. RAV4. 2018 to 2021. Smart key. And now we're gonna need to back up the emo data. Okay, so we're gonna back up the emo data. Must connect to the internet, must connect the adapter. That's all connected. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna save the file. We're gonna call this 2021 RAV4 USA. Okay. Okay. Okay, done. Done saving the emo data. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is reconnect the box. So I'm gonna disconnect the adapter. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect the adapter. Reconnect. Reconnect the box to the car and disconnect my adapter.
That's what happens.
Leave the OBD connected.
I'm going to see Carol in 2 weeks on the farm.
Okay, reconnect the OBD without the adapter. So, we disconnected the adapter. Now let's generate the emulator key. This is all keys lost. Let's generate the emulator key. So generate key emulator.
They're going to have to pay for the day.
Okay, this function, we need to load the data we just backed up. Okay. Requires internet. We're connected.
Wild all weekend.
Input the key emulator. So I put it in, the key emulator, just like that, into the device reader. Okay. And let's load the file, 2021 RAV4 USA. 2021 RAV4 USA. Okay.
Look into it.
Okay, emergency gets generated. So now I can use this key to start the car or add keys. So take a look right now. Okay, if I press no key right now, if I take the emulator, hold it close to the button, press again.
There's no main roads to run into.
Okay, so there it is. There you see the car is turned on. Car's turned on. You can see everything is turned on. Now let's add a key. So now I'm gonna go add a smart key. Add smart key. The ignition switch on. It's switched on already. Serial number. We don't care about that. Okay, please make sure the device is well connected to Wi-Fi. The function is registered working key or emergency key. So we have an emergency key we generated. We're gonna add a key using that. Turn the ignition off, and emergency flashers turned on. Okay? Okay. So now I'm gonna load that same file that I generated the key with, okay? Let's load the D-flash all the way down, 2021 RAV4. Okay. Okay, we have 2 keys in the system. I'm not going to erase keys. I'm just going to add more keys. Okay. All right, now take a look. I'm gonna take the emulator, listen to the beep, okay? I'm gonna put it close to the switch. You heard? I don't know if you were able to hear that one beep. Now I'm gonna take the new key, and I should hear 2 beeps. You heard 2 beeps. I'm gonna move back the key. I took it out of the shell just for the programming. In a second, I'm gonna put it into the shell. Okay, now we have 3 registered keys. Okay, and follow instructions to add the operation. Okay, switch ignition on. Ignition is on. Okay. Place a programmed key, so we're gonna take the new key and we're gonna place it again. We heard 1 beep. Okay. Programming complete. Okay. Let's disconnect the Lonsdor. Let's turn it off. Put the key back in the shell. And take a look, the remote. Lock. Unlock. And car can start. So that was 2021 RAV4, all keys lost, 8A smart key with the new Lonsdor adapter, works perfect.
She can run till her fucking heart's content. I mean, I wouldn't let her out there lose. I'll be out there with her.
Okay, so we're gonna test the new systems, the new Toyota systems. We're gonna test the new adapter, the 8A all keys lost adapter for the KEYTOOLPLUS. Okay, so we're gonna test it and see if it works. Okay, this is a 2021 Toyota Corolla. So first of all, we need to get to the smart box. Okay, we need to get the smart box. The smart box is behind the glove compartment. So okay, drop the glove compartment. And now you can see right over here, here is the smart box. There's 2 connectors to the smart box. 2 connectors to the smart box. We disconnect both of them. We're gonna disconnect both of them. And we're gonna connect our adapter. So the adapter comes with 2 different cables. Okay, the one for this car is the smaller connector. Okay, the C1. Okay, it connects to the top. To the top, just like that, and then to the adapter. To the adapter, and now it fits between the KEYTOOLPLUS and the OBD line. Okay, so just like that, and then connect to the OBD. Okay, connect to the OBD just to have power, and let's start. Okay, so I go into emo programming, all the way down to Toyota. Select by model, and this is a Corolla, 2019 and up. Keyless go. 4A is the chip. Start programming. And now backup smart box EEPROM. Okay, so we back up. We have everything connected through the adapter directly to the smart box. And now let's back up. This connection needs network. It's connected. Okay. And you can see here the exact diagram how we just connected. Okay, everything is connected. The OBD line gives us basically the 12 volts. Okay. Software number. Okay, we need to bind them. So device binding adapter. Okay. Okay, so each adapter can be bound to 1 tablet. Successfully bind, okay, and now let's perform this backup smart box again. Okay. Okay, so it's reading the data now. Save it in Toyota, local file, Toyota, save here. Okay. Okay, so now, so once you have the EEPROM backed up, Now what we need to do is if we have all keys lost, we need to generate an emergency key. In order to generate an emergency key using the X-Horse Smart Universal, because this is a 4A, you need the Smart Universal. If this was an 8A, you would need the XST type, okay? So this is a 4A. So before you're able to generate the emergency smart key, we need to go out and generate the correct remote. So, program remote, go into Toyota.
So you down with having the recruit tonight?
Yeah.
You go to sleep, what do you want?
All remotes, just select the correct remote. And again, for the 4A, we need a universal smart key.
Lamb or meat?
One of each, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the right remote I need.
$20.
Okay, and
Or we could get
place the remote and click generate.
Is it one screw or two?
I think just one. They want to get one of each. Never like.
Okay, burn success. Now this key is ready, either to be learned, added with the working key, or we can use this to generate the emergency key. So let's complete. Immobilizer, let's go back.
Yeah, comes with the salad.
Toyota, by model,
Yeah, Spanish
Corolla, 2019 and up. Keyless go, 4A,
You like those?
start, and now let's generate the emergency key. So generate emergency key, put the key in the slot, press OK.
The ones Liz makes are delicious, but I don't know if the
Okay,
make them the same.
and now here's the EEPROM that we just backed up from the unit. Okay. Okay,
Italian,
so we're gonna generate key number 1 or key number 2, whatever we want. Let's just select key number 1. Okay, so write complete. Now once we're done writing the emergency key, okay, what we need to do is we need to disconnect everything that we connected before. So our adapter comes out,
Going to trip with Mama?
okay, this. Okay, don't forget to disconnect both of them even though you connect only one. Okay, let me put this back as well.
They even have a place in the airport where you can take them to the business.
So everything goes back.
Yeah, take a look.
Disconnect the adapter and reconnect only the OBD. Okay, so the adapter is now disconnected. Now we can test. Now we can test the key and the car
Great.
can turn on with the key.
Oh, really? 'Cause,
With Daisy's calm.
Daisy's still
Oh, and
She's calm.
the remote works already. So this is a cool feature that the remote already works once we generate it. Okay, it works already. So now I can give this to the customer, or this customer, in this case, the customer wants an OEM key, so let me add an OEM key to the system. Okay, so the customer wants an OEM key, he doesn't want an aftermarket key. So now let's add, I'll turn the ignition on. You can see that the new key right over here is not working yet. Okay, this key already works, which is a cool feature from X-Source, that the emergency key works completely.
It's like an hour or so.
I didn't know it works like that. Okay, so now let's add the OEM key. So again, now we're connected to the OBD. There's no adapter connected or anything like that. We're gonna turn on the ignition and we're gonna add a smart key. Add a smart key. The data has just been read to backup function. Please restore the vehicle before you performing this function. Okay, we did that already.
Well, George should know. Just for shits and
Let
giggles.
me
when he
open up
comes
this
tomorrow,
door.
Ask him what I have to do to get her certified.
Okay, connected to the internet. Turn the ignition on. The ignition is turned on already.
Well,
No
good.
jumping, absolutely no jumping. Sit, stay, heel,
Okay.
up, all that stuff.
Turn off the ignition and
But we
the
can
emergency
certainly do that down
flashers.
the road.
Put them on. Okay. Okay, so we have the backed up, so no need for the password. Here's the information.
I'm not gonna let her. I'm gonna have her on a leash with me the whole time.
Number of registered keys 2.
I
Okay.
don't know if he does that, maybe.
Okay. put the match smart key. So this is the smart key that we just we'll put it here. We heard a click. And now put the new one and we'll hear 2. That was 2. Okay, let's let it wait. Okay, turn on the ignition. Okay. And the match smart key, the new smart key, let's put it by and here another chim, that's it. Okay. And 3 keys registered, perfect, okay. Okay, now let's test. The new key. And it works, and the car can start. All right, guys. Thank you for watching.